to have on, looking back today, writer, actor and comedy circuit legend, magnificent Mr. Michael Redmond. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you, how are you doing?
Good. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
In the very scant research that I do for this show, I was astonished to realise that next year you'll be doing stand-up comedy for an astonishing 30 years.
Well, probably by that, that would be. Yeah, it started in '87, that's right, yeah.
And how does that level of experience change how you feel when you wander up to the microphone? I mean, did you feel absolutely at home up there, or does the kind of buzz and thrill and the fear remain?
The fear remains. I mean, nothing like when I started. Obviously, when I started, I probably wouldn't be able to eat about 4 or 5 hours before the gig. I'd have sort of.
Is it now half an hour?
No, I think it's stretch it to an hour. I think. Yeah. I probably could eat if I had to, but I mean, I wouldn't particularly relish it, you know. So I still get nervous, but nothing like the build-up isn't as long, and also it's not as nervous as I used to be. But I never go up, walk on stage feeling confident that it's going to go well, and assume this could go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
And it is, I mean, the style, it's a very brave style of comedy. The lengths of the gaps and the pauses that you use, I mean, it almost invites drunk people to shout out. Yeah,
people think that I manufacture that. That I sort of sit down and think, I'll do a gag and then I'll pause after it, you know, which I never sort of thought of it. I didn't sort of conceive that in my head. It just happened.
Yeah.
Because I used to be very much, even more so than now, it was very much just one-liners. And I didn't sort of sit down and think I'll write a one-liner and then I'll stand on stage and pause and stare at them. It just seemed to happen like that, because a lot of the gags at that time, it took a couple of seconds sometimes for some of the audience to get. Some of them would get it immediately, but some might take 2 or 3 seconds. So I would just sort of just not say anything until the laughter died out, basically.
Yeah.
So that's how it came about. I didn't sort of think of it that way. I didn't sort of think, oh, this is really brave, I'll stare at them. It just happened like that, you know. Because I wasn't that brave at all then. I was terrified when I started off. I never even used to look at the audience. I used to look above them.
Yeah.
Straight ahead, you know.
And these, after all that time now, you know, when you do get the heckles, and often I've seen lots of your gigs, and it's often a friendly heckle, people who think they're trying to help you out with
I invite it sometimes, because
and do you relish that? Do you relish going off on a tangent?
I think once you've been doing it for a while, you kind of get, I wouldn't say you get bored doing material, but it's more exciting if you're doing something that just happens at the moment, you know, rather than just something you've rehearsed or prepared material. I still like doing prepared material if it's going well, obviously, but yeah, the real kick I get out of now is if something out of the ordinary happens, something pleasant, obviously, not to get off stage. But so in a way I do, I suppose my style is more, I do invite sort of people to say something, because I do sort of ask the odd question here and there, and you know, so the audience know that I don't mind them talking, so they feel relaxed about saying something, rather than, you know, if I hadn't sort of invited it, then they might be more scared of saying anything, you know, because I can look intimidating even though I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't set out to be. It's the moustache, I think, can look sort of quite dour even though I'm not. You know?
And after these 30 years, are there any unfulfilled Redmond entertainment dreams left? Anything you'd really like to do? I'm not saying that you're on the edge of dying.
No, I could be. You never know. But I'd like to do more television, obviously, because that's sort of, you know, heightens your profile.
Yeah.
I have a script with Channel 4 at the moment, which I hope will come through, but you never know. But that's what I really like. That would be the nice sort of finale, yeah.
Yeah, to die wonderfully rich.
Yes, wonderfully rich and famous, yeah.
And who are, from that time on the circuit, who are your own favourite comedians from those?
Well, my initial favourite was a Scottish comedian called Jerry Sadowitz, and I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Yeah,
because he was kind of the king of the comedy store when I first went to London. I just used to love his stuff. It was just so different and just so brilliant. I mean, he comes across as very aggressive, but it's not an act. He does actually hate a lot of things genuinely. It's not a kind of a, you know, I'll do this act where I pretend to hate everything, but he actually does hate most things. And he was just very funny. I just thought he was great at the time. Yeah.
Have you seen him in recent times?
I haven't seen him recently. No, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's gone off the ball. I don't know. I haven't seen him for a long time.
Yeah. He's certainly still gigging and getting big crowds.
Yeah, I mean, he's an amazing magician as well. I mean, normally card tricks bore the pants off me, I have to say. But I remember in the Comedy Store he was doing this close-up card tricks, and it was actually breathtaking.
And he as well doing that absolutely edgy, controversial, people walking out material long before Frankie.
He was the first. He was the first to do it. Yeah, he was the only one. He was the only one. At that stage, a lot of them were sort of, I suppose you'd call them political satirists, but they weren't really that daring. It was kind of guardian readership satire, kind of, They weren't going to offend anybody with it, But he was just totally different. And I don't know what sort of language-wise are you allowed? Is this sort of
swear away, Michael?
It's not good for me, but it was for me the greatest joke of all was it was during the Nelson Mandela, before he'd been released, and there was all these middle class English comedians, free Nelson Mandela and all that kind of things. Probably didn't really give a shit about it, but I think he went on after a couple of them in the Comedy Store, and his opening line was, "Nelson Mandela, what a cunt." It's just such a beautiful antidote to it. And he didn't think that, but it was just a joy of him sort of deconstructing the whole crap. It was just great. And
finally, Michael, before we journey into the technicolor wasteland of your past, can you give me approximately 60 seconds or so on the journey from the first thought of doing stand, the first thought in Michael Redmond's head of I might give this stand up a go, to that first ever gig? Can you remember that?
There's kind of two steps to it, because my first ever gig was in Ireland, and it wasn't really what I'm doing now. I just sort of didn't really have a clue what I was doing. But I'd done about 3 or 4 gigs in Ireland, and I think the club I was doing closed down very quickly.
Because of your gigs?
Because of my gigs, yes. I put comedy back in Ireland 20 years. But I kind of knew that I wanted to do something, and I'd watched a guy called Steven Wright, Steven Wright, the American comedian, and I thought initially comedians had to be sort of in your face, kind of like, Billy Connolly. That was, to me, that's what a stand-up was supposed to be. And then I saw Steven Wright, and I thought, well, actually, maybe I could do that, actually. So I started thinking of gags, and I just remember I decided to go to London to do it, and I remember sort of just sitting in my room trying to think of a gag, and I remember just writing my first gag and thought, I could open with that could be a good gag, and then I thought, I'll just go to London and do it. So I did. My first gig was actually in a notorious club called The Tunnel. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah.
It was run by a guy called Malcolm Hardy, who's dead now, but it was notorious for the audience destroying you. They either loved you or they just would go for you. But I can't, for some reason, it kind of depended on how Malcolm would introduce you. Sometimes he'd say, "This could be shit."
Yeah.
So he just liked me or felt sorry for him, so he gave me quite a nice introduction. So I survived the 5 minutes, even though I didn't do particularly well. But I knew still got a feel that, because I got a few laughs, so I thought, well, carry on from there. So that was.
Have any jokes survived from that first ever gig?
Yeah, the first gag I've ever written still survives, because I do other stuff. It's a religious gag, the gag of like most people from Ireland, I was born Catholic, which came as a bit of a shock to my parents who were Protestants. So because I do other things along religion, I still put that in at the start. That was the first gag I ever wrote for stand-up anyway.
Excellent. Okay, Michael, we're going to do it. Okay. We are going to fly high above the animated clouds of your past. We're going to walk. You're going to walk with me through the back streets of Redmond City. Right. You ready?
I'm ready when you are. Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, I'm anyway.
I'd like to start by playing a piece of music that will be very familiar to you.
Okay.
Michael, that is of course Prince William's version of Lord of the Dance, which you used to play during your walk to the ring when you were a boxer. Why did you choose that tune in that particular version?
Well, I just thought it was particularly sort of fitting, walking towards the ring. It just kind of created a little atmosphere as I was sort of going towards the boxing ring. It just lifted me up for some reason. I can't really explain why.
And how many fights did you have?
2.
2. And any opponents that I would know?
I don't think so. I mean, no, it was not really. No, it was more sort of the lower regions of things. But I wasn't really on the sort of higher echelons of the boxing world. It was.
Was it even boxers? Was it even boxers you fought?
Well, they said they were, but it was, I kind of got the feeling maybe they weren't. They were just kind of just people who just wanted to punch somebody. So, on both occasions I was knocked out, so I never really lasted long as a boxer.
In the first round, both fights?
Well, I got to the second round in one of them, but it wasn't. It was just a bit of luck, really.
Yeah.
So I thought, that's just not going to work for me as a boxer.
Not a glorious career then, but the boxing was in your mid-30s. I'd like now to take us right back to 1940, the year that you were born in Cardiff.
Yeah.
Do you have any early memories of a nation at war?
Not really, because Cardiff was tucked away, sort of. But I have vague recollections of not having any food and that kind of thing. But it wasn't really, didn't really impinge on me because I was still very young. I was only, 1940, so I was still only 5.
Yeah.
When the war finished, so I didn't really, have much of a sense of it.
Did you even know who'd won?
I didn't know. I had no idea. My father fought in the war, and he never came back.
Is that Boyle Redmond? Is
Redmond,
that how you say it? Boyle?
Well, yeah, Boyle. It was spelled B-O-I-L, as in boiling a kettle.
Right.
But it was,
Boyle Redmond.
Boyle Redmond,
right.
Yeah. So, I think that was a nickname he got from somewhere. I don't know. It was something to do with sort of being very bad tempered or something like that, because he used to beat the crap out of people most of the time. No, not me, but he was very decent to our family and all that. But that's probably where I got the sort of initial desire to be a boxer. Was from my father, because he used to go around thumping people, so I thought maybe that's where it came from.
Yeah, so he was an angry man. You could use your own anger to knock people out.
Yeah,
of course,
but it didn't quite work because I didn't have the same sort of stamina as he did,
And your Boyo's wife, your mother, Sandra, said that you were so good at martial arts that she would have sent you to the front line if the war hadn't ended so suddenly. I mean, did your mum know that the other side had guns?
Well, she was barking mad, my mother. She was completely insane. She didn't really know what was going on. She didn't even. I don't think she really knew what a war was. I think she just. My father said he's going off to fight in the war, and she thought, oh, well, maybe, my son would be good at that as well because he's good at martial arts. But I don't think she really knew. She was totally insane. She didn't know what was going on. She was barking mad.
And did you realise that even at that early age?
I knew she was a little bit different to the other mothers. Put it that way.
Yeah.
And the fact that she shaved her head at that time, which was very unusual in those days. I mean, you get Sinead O'Connor doing it now, but this is the 1940s, and any woman who shaved her head and wore trousers was a bit odd. I can't understand it. I think that's possibly why my father decided to go to fight in the war, to
get away from his bold life,
from a mad woman, because I don't know whether she was insane when he married her. Maybe just sort of at the time he wanted a woman who was totally off her head. I don't know.
And have you felt the need to marry someone insane as well, or was it just?
No, I actually never got married, so it's probably the opposite.
Fear.
Fear of sort of some mad woman who's going to shave her head and start wearing trousers and think that you should go to fight in the war for no reason. Even when I imagine if my mother was still alive, she'd probably want me to go out and fight in Iraq or something like that.
Yeah. And would you?
Probably not. No, I don't think so.
To go back, I mean, you grew up with you. Obviously, Boyle has gone. He's gone to the war, never to come back.
Well, when I say he was killed, I don't know. I mean, he just never came back. So
could be in Australia.
He could be living as a plumber in Australia. Yeah.
So you grew up in the small bomb-ravaged village of Leekstrother in Wales, speaking only the Welsh language. I mean, it's a long time ago now, Michael, but can you remember any words or phrases of your national tongue?
I just remember Clockmac Nichlach. That's the only word I can know. I don't even know what it means.
And no idea.
I just remember my mother would just go around saying Clockmac Nichlach. And I would say...
She seemed angry, or she seemed...
No,
was
more
it praise,
more sort of... wasn't directed necessarily at me. She would just be saying it.
Yeah.
Just wandering around the house saying Clockmac Nichlach.
Yeah.
And it sounds something to do with time, clock, but I don't think it has. I think it was just some word that she favoured. Maybe I sort of kept her calm or something.
Yeah.
And stopped her going completely insane.
It's at the age of 10, you make a valley-shattering decision to adopt an Irish accent during playtime at school. But was there a reason for that?
Well, it was. I knew it would make me stand out for a start, and I met some Irish guy who'd been over in Cardiff, and I thought that sounds quite good. It sounds a bit different, And so I just thought, well, I'll give this a go because it'll help me stand out from the rest of the crowd, and maybe sort of help me in life in general, kind of, because if you stand out, sometimes it helps. It's only like something to sell, that is, in the first place. But So yeah, but most of the time I just used to get the shit kicked out of me by the rest of the.
For being pretend.
For being different, for being pretend. No, not because they knew I was Irish, because most of them didn't really actually know. They just thought I was a bit odd.
Yeah.
And they knew about my mother as well.
Yeah.
So they thought there was sort of, it's in the family. He's just a bit
Cluck
McNicknock. Yeah, yeah. Maybe that's what it means actually. Maybe it means I'm partly mad. Cluck McNicknock.
So it's at this point that you meet your lifelong friend Paul McCartney, he's also adjusted his accent from Welsh to Liverpudlian.
That's right, yeah.
Can you remember, Michael, how this sound connects you with Paul?
Yes, I can distinctly remember. That was the first time Paul took mushrooms.
Right.
He just carried on like that for about 10 minutes. And then we were actually in our house and my mother came in and she joined in doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And then we all just did it, the three of us just did it
for how long?
About a half an hour, I think. And then my mother had to sort of go and get some shopping or something like that.
And how did you feel at the end of it, making that noise for half an hour? Did that bring you together?
It was quite liberating, yeah. I mean, it was. It did initially, but I mean, yeah, that was the first connection I had with him, making that noise on mushrooms. I mean, I hadn't taken any mushrooms. He'd just taken the mushrooms.
Yeah.
My mother didn't need mushrooms.
No.
We wasted mushrooms with my mother because she was already far gone. But yeah, that's my first recollection of Paul, and then he started just composing some songs, which.
Yeah, well, this is the next bit of controversy that I would like to address, because the day that you and Paul leave Leekstrother, you play a concert for your classmates, which includes, this is probably what you were about to speak about there, it includes Blackbird, Love Me Do and Ticket to Ride, all of which you claim to have written in your autobiography.
Yeah,
I mean,
John,
how do you feel about your
John
pal?
Lennon's full of shite, basically, or he was full of shite when he's dead now, obviously, but it's just, I don't know why Paul never admitted it.
Yeah, but your pal stealing the songs, that must have been hard to...
Well, John. Well, he didn't. I mean, he co-wrote it with me, so he didn't see it. But he pretended that John Lennon co-wrote it with him. And well, the other thing. So I didn't object to Paul that much because he had at least written half of it. What really pissed me off about Paul was that I wrote yesterday. Yeah. And he pretended he wrote it. He said he woke up some morning and he had this tune in his head and he thought I must have heard this from somewhere before, and then he pretended he hadn't, but he'd actually heard me playing it to him in our house in Cardiff.
On a guitar, or
it was on a glockenspiel.
Yeah,
which I was very adept in the glockenspiel.
In the exact format it is just now, the exact same song.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
So that was I could be a millionaire now if he didn't steal. I mean, I tried to sue him, but I had no money. He just told me to piss off.
Yeah. Are you still in touch with Paul?
No, we haven't spoken for a good 4 weeks now.
Because there's also a rumour that you spent a week in Sweden with Linda McCartney. That can't have gone down well.
Well, I didn't actually spend the week. No, I was there with Agneta Folsog, the lead singer of ABBA, the blonde woman, and Linda. I don't know why I'd mentioned to her and Paul that I was going over to meet Agneta. Yeah. And then I was out having a meal one evening, and then Linda turned up. Yeah. And I just walked over and said, "Can I join you?" Which was a bit awkward. I didn't know. I knew she knew I was going there, and so I kind of said, "What are you doing here?" And she made some ludicrous excuse about selling our vegetarian sausages or something to the Swedes, which never worked out because they liked their meat there. It was a waste of time. So I'm not even sure if she was telling the truth.
And were you and Agneta there? Was she trying to get you to join ABBA, or was that a purely romantic thing?
Well, I told her I'd written all those songs with Paul McCartney, and because they'd split up at this stage and she'd nobody to write songs for, so she obviously was interested if I could write some stuff for her. So I sent her a few tapes as they were in those days, but never heard back from her. I don't know, maybe she never got them. Maybe Linda McCartney stole them. So sold them to Paul, maybe, I don't know.
So nothing romantic happened between. There was no you, Agneta, and Linda.
Well, no. I'm not saying I would have refused if Agneta had sort of proposed to me, made up some kind of proposal. But no, it didn't actually happen that way. But I think Linda McCartney did steal the tapes I sent because one of them was very similar to Hey Jude. Yeah. And then suddenly you hear Paul McCartney, and she's doing the backing vocals.
Yeah. And what a difference it could have made to your life, because we're here, but basically a shed, isn't it?
It is. It is a very basic shed. Yeah.
Shed with a plug.
Yeah. Well, one plug. Yeah.
and it could have been so different. Let's move on from the sad stuff. Moving on.
It's a nice shed though.
Yeah, oh, it isn't absolutely.
The shed's cool. It's not bad. Yeah.
Moving on from the Beatle friendship, you are sent to attend the obscure high school for the performing arts in Lithuania, and that must have been a huge culture shock for a young lad.
Well, not really, because I was brought up in Wales, speaking Welsh, and then I started pretending to be Irish. So I was kind of used to sort of adapting to different cultures at the time, and of course there was a huge Welsh-Irish community in Vilnius.
Yeah,
as you well know, the Welsh-Irish quarter.
Of course, yeah.
But personally, I didn't go near it though. I wanted to sort of, mix in with the Lithuanian sort of culture. So I never went near the Welsh-Irish quarter in Vilnius, which is it's quite notorious. I mean, it's not quite a nice place, but I think it's called the left bank of Vilnius.
And the next section that I want to move on to, Michael, is something that there's a rumour that you got all the parts from the Welsh-Irish section of Vilnius for this device, but it's difficult for me to even comprehend. I mean, I don't know if I even believe some of this is true, but in the film of your life, you meet your inspirational mentor, Boris Godunov, at that school, and it's with him that you develop the time machine. Did the Boris figure from the film, did he exist in real life?
Yeah, that wasn't his surname though. It was Boris O'Grady. He was sort of his father came from the Welsh-Irish quarter, and his mother was pure Lithuanian. So his name wasn't Boris. He thought Boris O'Grady sounded a bit too like a farmer or something.
Yeah.
A farmer with some strange Germanic connection or something. So he decided to change it to Boris. Good enough.
And what did you guys use to build the machine? I mean, how on earth did you manage to keep it a secret from the teachers? And did any of your pals know about it? Did you have any pals at the...
No, we didn't. We were both regarded as pretty odd, as I say. Then Boris, with the name Boris O'Grady, they thought he was a bit strange anyway. And because I couldn't speak Lithuanian, they sort of kept away from me as well. So they let us do our own thing. They kind of didn't just sort of interfere with anything we were doing. So
just built stuff.
We just built stuff. Yeah, they just thought they're building things. They didn't really think, like, oh, they're building a time machine.
And were you intending to build a time machine, or were you building something else and then it?
Well, it was kind of it was kind of open to interpretation what it would be. Then as it kind of developed over the weeks and months, we thought, well, this actually could be a time machine. It started off as a wheelbarrow. Yeah. But then neither of us had a garden, so we thought, what's the point of having a wheelbarrow? Yeah. And we went along let's kind of develop it a bit further.
Was that big wheel on the handle? That's incredible for moving the time machine about.
Yeah, we had movement. That was the kind of that was the first sort of objective. We had movement, so we thought, well, why keep it on the ground?
And I think that the thing that most people find quite difficult to understand is that you had the entire history of time to choose from, but whilst when the machine was operational, you mostly used it to travel back to. And this is your own words. You mostly used it to travel back to just a little while ago. Yeah. And how far back in time was that, and why only the little?
It was only about 7.5 minutes to be precise.
Right.
I don't know why the 7.5 thing came. I don't know. We tried to sort of correct it to exact minutes, but it wouldn't. Some little tweaks needed on the time machine, so it would always just go back 7.5 minutes beforehand. And that's we didn't particularly want to go back. What's the point to go back to the 15th century?
Yeah. So you used it more like a pause and rewind function on the TV. Was it used for getting back to TV bits you'd missed? Because they didn't have that in those days, did they?
They didn't. No. And that was the beauty of it. Because when people think, how are they? If somebody comes to the house and think, how can they be watching something that was on 7.5 minutes ago? They didn't really. So they didn't figure out how it was. So there's a lot of times where we just lived and relived the same 7.5 minutes for about, I don't know how long that went on for, but we didn't change anything. Yeah. We just lived it as we had, but it was just sort of having done it 10 times, those 7.5 minutes were perfect. Yeah. We didn't actually change what happened, but we perfected it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, I accept that is what you did most of the time, but there is one piece of evidence that shows that at one point, I think maybe just this was a one-off, an exception that proves the time-travelling rule, but we do know that you used the machine to its full effect at least once because of the famous photo of Churchill's rage as he spots you in the chair smoking one of his cigars. I mean, who took that photo? Was that Boris or?
It was Boris took the photo. Yeah, I mean I said they were all 7.5. That was a sort of a once off. We weren't intending to go back to sort of be sitting in Churchill's office.
What did Winston say to you?
He was actually quite charming. I mean, it was until we took a cigar. I mean, he was quite sort of welcoming. We didn't, he was actually quite open to me. He said, "Who are you?" and all that, and we told him who we were, where we came from, and all that. And he was quite chuffed that we developed a time machine. He was very interested in the whole thing because he thought maybe it might be useful in the war because you could go back and change the course of events.
Yeah.
In the war, I mean, you could like the landings in Dieppe, you could change it. Might not do it at all, in fact, because they were a disaster, weren't they? No, not the D-Day, the landings in Dieppe. And you could just sort of maybe change it to Clondudno or something rather than Dieppe, because there'd be nobody to fight.
Yeah, easier victory.
Yeah. And just take over Clondudno and let the Germans have Dieppe. But then once I think it was Boris who took the cigar, because Boris didn't smoke, but he gave the cigar to me, and once Churchill saw that and saw me lighting up his spinning rack, he went crazy, with just fuming, foam coming out of his mouth, and he told us to get out and threw the time machine out the window.
Yeah, I suppose
he's very impulsive that way, Winston.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or Winnie, as we called him.
Having turned down the mushrooms with McCartney, there's probably a bit of you that was thinking, let's just try this. So when Boris handed you the cigar, you were thinking, let's go for it.
Yeah, I never smoked a cigar in my life, so I thought, might as well. I knew Winston Churchill did smoke cigars because I'd seen him making his addresses in public with the cigar and meeting Stalin and all that kind of thing before the war started.
And in Doctor Who and similar time travel fables, the problem is often getting back to the TARDIS or the DeLorean to escape back to the present day. Where did you park the time machine? I mean, first of all, is real life time travel like that? And where did you park the time machine when you were aiming for Churchill's war room?
Well, we weren't actually aiming for Churchill's war room. We just clicked a button, not knowing what was going to happen.
I expecting to go 7.5.
7.5 minutes back, yeah, and we didn't realise that it was going to end up in Churchill's war room. It was a very, very pleasant. Well, I wouldn't say pleasant. It was a strange surprise. It was pleasant for a while until he started fuming at us. But so I mean, normally the 7.5 minutes we just go into our next door neighbour's garden because he would see this time machine in his garden. We never asked any questions.
Because it didn't look much like a time machine, I suppose.
Yeah, he probably just thought, but it still had an element of a wheelbarrow about it. So and we probably thought just, it's a wheelbarrow.
Do you still have the machine?
I do, yeah. I've kept it all these years, yeah. I mean, you never know when you're going to use it,
But you've not touched it for...
I haven't touched it, but I mean, if there is a 7.5 minutes I lived through which have been particularly irritating or agonising, I just... The machine's always there, just wheel it in and go back and sort it out,
So, you leave school at 17, having raided Tutankhamun's tomb of gold the week before. So you've got massive finances and no need to work. What did you then do? Because I asked because the history books, Wikipedia, the film, your autobiography, every one of them leaves a huge gap between school and boxing. I mean, 10 missing Redmond years. Are you willing to speak about that time?
Well, the thing is that not really much happened because I had so much money and just sort of just wandered around on my own. I went around the world for about 7 years. I just travelling around all the different countries, which was quite nice for a holiday, but I wouldn't like to live there, to be honest with you. But it was good fun, yeah. So, no, I didn't really do. There's nothing kind of really spicy or that I can think of that actually happened during the 10 years. It's all a bit of a sort of a bit of a haze, to be honest with you. I had so much money, cigars, and drinking, and I'm not sure if there was any drugs. It could have been, but it's just all a bit of a haze, and then it just kind of went from there to boxing, really.
So nothing scandalous, just a haze. Nothing
scandalous that I can really recall, no.
So to bring us back then to the natural chronology of your life, you have the haze, and then we have the boxing interlude, and then the final dramatic chapter before comedy begins involves you, Esther Ranson, and 2 copies of the Bible Can you tell us a bit about that? Because some versions of this story also involve Diana Ross as well, but I'm not sure if that's just tabloid sensationalism.
Well, it wasn't just Diana, it was the entire Supremes. It wasn't just Diana Ross. It was the three of them.
Yeah.
I think about the other girls' names, or women as they were now. So they're probably women then as well. I can't remember what it is. They would have been in their 20s, I think. Well, I suppose this could have been part of it. It was kind of coming towards the end of the 10 years. I met the Supremes when I was climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. They're very keen mountain climbers, the Supremes. I don't know whether you know that.
No, I didn't.
Particularly Diana Ross, she was, that was her life outside of Motown music. Mountaineering was Diana Ross's big passion.
So you were climbing separately to them, and they were
at the
summit, or?
Well, it was about halfway up, and I think the other Supremes were getting a bit pissed off and bored with it because they weren't really. Because Diana Ross was kind of the boss.
Yeah.
To a degree of the Supreme, not officially, but she was the kind of strongest voice of the three, and they would basically do what she said. So if she said, before the next tour we're going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, they would just
have to do it.
It's Diana Ross. Diana says so. If we don't, she'll just go off and do a solo career, which was what happened in the end.
Yeah.
They just got fed up with the mountaineering and said, we're not going this time, Diana. So she said, well, if you don't, I'm pursuing a solo career.
Their loss, I suppose, isn't it? Then again, you can understand their point of view.
Yeah, but they just mountain climbing every second week. They just got fed up with it, and they weren't even, it wasn't their passion. So but then bizarrely, so I met the three of them, and Diana and myself were kind of leading the way because I said the other two were kind of just stragglers, they weren't really interested. And we got to the top, and who was there but Esther Ransom?
Yeah.
She had both Bibles in her hand. I didn't know what she was doing. She was sitting there, one hand, with two hands out, and a Bible in each hand.
Like the Jesus statue in Brazil, that sort of.
Yeah, that kind of not quite as sort of maybe spiritual, but it was more kind of a practical holding in the Bibles rather than I am the Spirit of the Lord or anything. So she was just at the top of Kilimanjaro with the two Bibles in her hand. And we were kind of reluctant to say anything because I thought maybe she's in some kind of deep meditation or something like that. But she was basically just having a pee. Yeah. And I don't know why she was holding the Bibles, having a pee. She was a bit. You think she would have been embarrassed, but she wasn't. She didn't really care. So.
Yeah. I wish people were looking at the Bibles as opposed to her doing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but I don't think she was expecting anybody because she was at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, I suppose.
You don't really sort of get to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro on your own. Think I'll have a pee, but I better be careful in case somebody else comes along because you assume you're going to have a bit of privacy. But she didn't care. She just sort of had her pee and then put the Bibles down and put her clothes back up.
Did she have any talking dogs or anything, novelty things with her? Like?
She had a squirrel in her handbag. But I assume it was where you could see the tail sticking. I didn't actually see. Yeah. But you could hear noises and sort of the noises squirrels make when they're nibbling at something. Yeah.
A third Bible, maybe?
It could have been a third Bible, it could have been eating the third Bible, possibly. That's how she fed her squirrels. But it is totally a true story, but then we just got chatting, and obviously she's a keen mountaineer as well, like Diana, because you wouldn't just go to climb to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro unless that's your passion. Yeah.
And did you all go down together? Was it like a big sledge, or did you all just wander down together?
No, we didn't. There was no sledge. We climbed and we still used the guy ropes. And, but the other Supremes, they left her. We spent 4 weeks at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. The other Supremes went down on their own because they'd had enough.
You and Diana, or you, Diana, and Esther?
And Esther, yeah, but it wasn't a menage a trois or anything like that.
Could be ransom now. Hello? We're going to need to edit out the pea story.
Pea story?
The Esther Ransom doing a pea story. She needs that as her agent.
Oh, I see. She doesn't like it.
Doesn't want that going out in the show.
It is true, though.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can maybe avoid getting sued because of the truth.
Yeah.
But, Michael, in case there's any more, people tend to. I worry that I get bugged when I'm doing this show. Because in previous shows I've had calls from the people we've been discussing saying, you must stop. It's almost like FBI, CIA, some sort
Really,
of.
yeah.
But, so we'll call a halt there in case there's anyone on the trail. I mean, even the guy who started the strimmer in the garden.
It could be a core job, yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap this up quickly. Michael, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Are you up for the final stand by or catch a ship challenge?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
Basically, I read to you things that you've said in the past, and you can either stand by them or distance yourself from them by catching a ship. So you say stand by or catch a ship, and also you can either leave it at that or you can expand and explain your feelings if you feel the need. So it's stand by or catch a ship.
So stand by is
you still believe what you said in the past.
Catch a ship is
you've grown older and wiser and you want to move away from that.
Okay.
So number one, you said this in the early 60s, I think. They should move England to where Venezuela is and put Venezuela on the bottom of Scotland.
Stand by, yes, I did say that. I mean, well, in fact, it was Paul McCartney who said it.
Right.
And, but it was kind of the height of their fame.
Yeah.
And he thought, well, would you mind taking responsibility for that?
Yeah.
I'm just going to get into lots of trouble. Because he'd also written a song about give Ireland back to the Irish at the time. Yeah. Which was
So he said that to you in the pub, and then you were told to just say it.
Yeah. So he said, "Would you mind if I said it was you who said it, not me?"
Mm.
So in a way, it's stand by in a way, in that I admit that it came over as it was reported as me saying it, but I didn't actually. It was Paul McCartney who said it.
Mm. But you believed it, even though it was what he'd said.
I thought, I thought maybe it might have been a good idea at the time. Yeah.
Okay, number two. I can jump high enough to catch most birds, but I never do, as there is no point.
I did say that as well, yeah. But I don't know whether you know, there's a great tradition in Ireland of Irish people being great jumpers, high jumpers,
no, I don't.
and pole vaulters. It's just a thing, I don't know, it's just in our genes, I think.
Mm.
So yeah, I can't, most birds I can't catch.
Yeah.
Probably a bird of prey would be difficult.
Yeah.
Because they do sort of soar to huge heights. But I could catch most seagulls, pigeons, sparrows.
Common or garden robins, stuff like that.
And I still occasionally do it if they're irritating me.
Yeah. And let them go or crush them?
I wouldn't crush them, no. I'd just teach them a lesson, just sort of hold them for about 5 minutes and stare at them. Yeah. And then they realise, well, I better not do that again because he could crush me if he wanted to.
Yeah, I can see there's very few birds in your garden.
Yeah, there's you don't get birds here anymore.
And despite, it's a hut, basically your garden is so much bigger, it's like a very spectacular, the kind of garden that belonged to an earl, and then you've got this little hut, but no birds. That must be a bit sad, does it not?
No, I mean, they don't wake up in the morning, The word is obviously spread around the bird community, stay away from that flat because he's a bit odd.
You'll catch it.
He is an incredible jumper.
Yeah.
You may think you can sort of tease him by flying over his head, but he'll suddenly just out of the air.
And this fits, number 3 fits in a little bit. It's on the same kind of theme, probably around around the peak of your bird catching. I would rather die than have to speak to animals if they learnt to talk. Would you be curious to speak to them, or would you just not?
No, because it's like that. Why does anybody think they're going to have anything intelligent to say when they're animals in the first place? If they were intelligent, they'd be humans.
True.
It's like that thing of where there's all this business of is there intelligent life in another planet and all that. I'm not saying there isn't. There could well be. Yeah. But there's always that assumption that if there is, it's going to be more sophisticated or more advanced than ours. But there is isn't there some planet where they think, I forget it's Kepler or something, where they think there might well be. Yeah. The conditions are good for intelligent life. But it's in some other galaxies miles away. But they could arrive there in 100 years' time, maybe with some spacecraft they developed, and discover isn't intelligent life there at all, just stupid life, just a planet with loads and loads of fucking Egypts.
Planet of doofuses.
Yeah. So why would you talk to an animal? If they'd got something intelligent to say, they probably would have developed speech.
Wise words. Number 4, cops should give the kids in LA hula hoops instead of guns.
Cops should what? Cops
in LA should give the kids hula hoops instead of guns.
Catch the ship, I never said that. No.
Never said that. Is that falsely reported?
I think it, but I've never said it.
Alright, fair enough. Number 5, wood is obsolete.
I think I said that. I think I stand. Yeah, I have to stand by that. Yeah, because it is rarely used, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
You know, what do people use wood for now? I mean, apart from a chair, maybe. But even then, you can go to IKEA and you can get a chair which isn't made of wood.
Yeah. And even the time machine made back in the 70s or so.
That was largely metal.
Metal, most bits of mechano and stuff. No?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, it's yeah, I think. Well, I mean, it's obsolete in the sense of being wood being useful as wood anymore. But you can make different things from it. You can make paper and other things. So in that sense, it's not obsolete. But as wood, wood for wood is yeah, let it go. You know.
Yeah. Finally, and forgive me as you probably get asked this all the time, but would you mind reciting a verse or two of your legendary poem, The Manky Tiger?
Manky Tiger. That was. God, let's go back to my Cardiff days. That's going to be difficult. The Manky Tiger.
Can you even remember the start line or?
Manky Tiger. I think it was a limerick. I think.
Yeah.
So there once was a Manky Tiger. I can't remember any word that rhymes with tiger.
Yeah, it's good. Was that part of it, or was that?
That was part of it. Yeah, that was the limerick itself. Yeah, there was a Manky Tiger, and there's no words to rhyme with tiger, so there's a limerick. That was it, I think.
It's good.
There probably was a bit more to it than that, but that's all I can remember.
Looking back, it's difficult to know how it went to number 1 in the poetry charts when I hear it now.
Yeah.
As is tradition, Michael, we finish with your funeral song. You have chosen "Turn Up the Music" by Megan D. Why choose that song as the one which you say farewell to?
There's only one reason. This is because it's Megan Welsh.
Right.
I don't particularly like the song, but I thought, you know, if I can find an artist named Megan, that would be my song for my funeral.
And the D, vitamin D.
D is just happens to be her name.
Right.
So I mean, if her name was Megan McTavish, it would be fine. It's just as long as the Megan was there, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, Michael, thank you so much for coming on the show, and to wave this man farewell. This is Megan D. Turn Up the Music.
Might not have that perfect life or that perfect man, but I'm only 16. I got this perfect plan, so that whatever happens, I'll be able to show you the way. 'Cause in my mind I know everything, just some things are harder to say. And I'm constantly worrying about having no worries at all. I'll just throw my life up in the air and not worry about where it might fall. Because somewhere at the back of my mind I know that everything is gonna be just fine. Just hope someone somewhere in the world might promise they'll always be mine. Might promise they'll always be mine. Oh, walk down your street, just follow this sound. Walk down your street to that guitar beat, a whole new rhythm you found, and it might be the same old song, playing round and round. Just walk down your street, tapping your feet. You don't have to stare at the ground, because you're making someone so proud. Just turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music loud. Go on, turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music loud. I don't want to be one of those people who is lost, never to be found. So So when I find you, I just hope that you stick around, and we'll walk for miles and miles till we find a nice place to sit on the ground and watch the trees as they drop their leaves one by one without making a sound. And I'll take myself down to the bookies, make myself a bet, 'cause I got a feeling you make me so happy, and I don't even know you yet. No, I don't even know you yet. Yeah, yeah. Oh, walk down your street, just follow the sound. Walk down your street to that guitar beat, a whole new rhythm you found, and it might be the same old song playing round and round. Just walk down your street, tapping your feet. You don't have to stare at the ground, because you're making someone so proud. Just turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music loud. Go on, turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music loud. Once I made a wish on the star that everyone be happy wherever they are. Stars shine so bright in the night. You might think they have power, but they don't. I don't see why people wish on stars. If you want to make everybody happy, then why don't you start? Then why don't you start? It's not that hard, why don't you start? Just turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music. Walk down your street, just follow the sounds. Walk down your street to that guitar beat, a whole new rhythm you found, and it might be the same old song playing round and round. Just walk down your street, tapping your feet. You don't have to stare at the ground, because you're making someone so proud. Just turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music loud. Go on, turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music, turn up your music loud. Go on, turn